The election cycle has started. We just had, the start of it in Texas and in other states. What is ammo doing? And let's get into it. So, welcome back to Bullets and Brass, folks. We are, a month late doing this. I basically skipped February. I'm just going to dive in rather than a whole lot of preamble. 22 long rifle, no real change, still 5 cents. Availability still seems good. 9mm steel, up slightly, kinda, not really, because in November it was 22 cents, in October it was 23, now it's down to 22, but it was technically 21 and a half in January according to how I weigh it. So, technically it's up, but I think it's flat. 9mm brass, meaning brass cased 9mm Parabellum, Luger, whatever you want to call it. 23 cents. We are back up to where we were in October, where we had that little spike panic, but it's only up 5% in 2 months. 40 Smith & Wesson, this is also brass cased, 7% up at 32 cents from 30. That is a continuing trend from last July. I don't think it's going to stop. I think we're going to continue to see it going up steadily, even though 40 Smith & Wesson is not particularly popular. That's going to be key. Remember what I just said. 45 ACP, up 15%. Holy cow. 35.7 cents. This is the highest it has been since mid-June last year. 357 Magnum, 50 cents a round, up 11%. Again, less popular caliber, up more than normal, which doesn't explain 45 ACP, except that in the grand scheme of things, less of it is being sold than 9mm. Moving on to rifle rounds, and this is where it's going to be real interesting. 223 steel, only up 9%, 50 cents. Now that's high, but I attribute a lot of that to limited availability of the Russian stuff and domestic production still kind of ramping up. 223 steel, 223 brass, 556 brass, only up 1% at 47.5%. Lots of new providers. Lots of new vendors. I think this is going to be the one that holds the line really well over the next year, even if we see a panic. I think so many people are in the 556 market, the 223 market, that it's very tough for manufacturers to go up in price significantly because somebody will undercut them. Somebody can shave their margin a little tighter and is willing to do it, okay? 308, this is regular general purpose 308, 7% up. We are at 82.4% or cents. This is still under late October, okay? It's up, but not as much as it seems at that 7%. I think this is, again, going to be similar to 556, but not as good. We're going to see it go up. It's just not going to be massive. 308 match, stable, still $1.15. This has really been pretty steady, and this is true of a lot of this stuff. When you start looking at the premium options, the price doesn't move as much as the commodity level options. 6.5 Creedmore, 8% up. We're at 89.5%. This is still down from historical numbers. We were seeing mid-June last year, $1.50. Even in October before the spike, it was 90 cents. So yeah, it's up 8%, but it's still down. We'll see if that trend line continues or not. Because if we go back to November, it was 89.7 and we're 89.5 now. So technically we're down from November and everything before that. September, we were flat to this current pricing. Anyway, 6.5 Grendel, flat. 300 Blackout, flat. Again, not great options for 6.5 Grendel. Yes, there are a lot of companies making it now. They're not making much. That's the problem. It's not a constant production kind of thing. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting. As we move into this election year, as potential panics set in, and I'm not saying we're going to have one, I'm just saying if we do, what happens is they focus their production on the key stuff. What are we going to sell the most of? If we produce nothing but these 4 calibers, can we continue to sell out? Because it costs them time and money to switch over to another caliber, to switch a production line to another caliber. Things like 243, they're going to get less common. The weirder calibers, the old niche stuff. But things like 40, well, if you have to just decide between making 9mm, 40, 45, or say 357, which do you make? Well, the answer is simple. You make 9mm. If ammo is not keeping up with demand and you are selling all the 9mm you can produce, why would you not make more? Why would you lose production time to make something else? Now, I'm not saying they're not going to make any, but it's not going to get a priority. And I think the calibers that will stay a high priority are 223 or 556, meaning whatever you want to call it from a manufacturer, however it fits in that designation. 9mm, 45 to some degree, and then 308. 6.5 Creedmore is in there, but not to the same level. While it is extremely popular, in terms of volume, I think 308 still kicks its butt. And then we're going to see things like 30-06, 270. There'll be production, it will continue to be on the shelves, but it may sell out and then not come in immediately. So that is it. That is the ammo roundup for March of 2024. Hope you enjoyed, hope that is useful. My opinion has not changed. I think you should be dollar cost averaging this now. You should have already started. Start at your niche rounds and work your way to your most common. Have enough of your niche stuff ASAP, because as it starts to become less available, you will have problems. Mass market stuff, 9mm, 223, 308, you might pay more, but you're going to be able to get it. So unless you absolutely need a bunch of a particular load, don't worry about it. Like, I'm not saying don't buy, I'm just saying if you have to prioritize, they can wait. Anyway, take care, have fun, stay safe, and keep shooting, guys, but not too much because, ammo. A lot of dry fire drills.